All right, first one here we have the fraction 9 over 20. We want to change that to a decimal. How are we going to do that?
Divide 9 by 1.
Okay, good. So we're just going to divide the numerator divided by the denominator. That's not a 9. Whew. 9 divided by 20. And that gives us what?
0.45.
0.45. All right. So our answer is 0.45. With the decimal, there's not really anything we need to do as far as simplifying, right? And it doesn't say to round this. We could maybe round it to the nearest tenth if we wanted to, but it doesn't ask us to do that, so there's your answer. All right, how about the next one? We want to change that decimal into a percent. How do we do that? Somebody else. Alonzo? Yeah, so to change a decimal into a percent, we just take that decimal 0.89 and we multiply by 100%. All right, so we do that and we get what? 89%. All right. The next one, we have a decimal. This time we want to change it to a fraction. This one's a little trickier. How are we going to do that? How are we going to change that to a fraction? Samari? Okay, how'd you get the 100? Exactly. So we look at that last digit and we look at what place it's in. It's in the hundredths place. So that means that we're going to have the 35 over 100. So that's where that 100 comes from on the bottom. On the top, we just write the number, but without the decimal point, right? Once we do that, Samaria, what do we need to do with this fraction? Okay, we can reduce them, right? So we can reduce by 5. 35 divided by 5 is? And 100 divided by 5? 20. And can we reduce that? No. So we're done. Next one, we have a fraction. We want to change it to a percent. We've already changed a fraction to a decimal by dividing. So what do we do with the fraction to a percent? Taylor? All right, so we're going to take what we get for the decimal and multiply by 100, right? So what are we going to type into the calculator? Good. 5 divided by 8 times 100. And really what we're doing is 100%. It's okay if you don't put that on there. And what do we get, Taylor? 62.5%. And again, it doesn't ask us to round or anything, so we don't need to change this. It's good enough the way it is, so we'll go ahead and box it. Next one, we have 43%. We want to change that to a decimal. Earlier, we changed a decimal into a percent by multiplying by 100. So what are we going to do to change the percent into a decimal? Divide by 100, exactly. So we're going to take 43% divided by 100%. And that gives us 0.43. All right, last one, we have 44%, and we want to change that to a fraction. What does percent mean? Out of 100, so 44% means 44 out of 100. We write 44 over 100, because that's 44 out of 100. And then what do I need to do with this fraction? Box it? We need to simplify it first, right? What goes into 44 that also goes into 100? 2. Remember, these should be pretty easy because all we have to check is 2 or 5, and we can check those pretty quickly. 44 divided by 2 is? 22. And 100 divided by 2 is?
50.
Can I reduce that?
Yes.
Yep. Divide by 2 again. 22 divided by 2?
11.
50 divided by 2?
25.
Can I reduce that?